were playing. And I mean, you'd hit it to extra cover and you'd run 4. Yes, no problem. You just run 4. Whereas now, the team that you've got, you hit it to extra cover, you don't even think about running. Is that something that you've been so focused on and dedicated to bring into Indian cricket, that strive to make sure that in the field, we're the best?
Look, I started playing in 2008. I saw 2009, 10, 11 is when we won the World Cup. When you played that shit shot and we drew the game in Bangalore. 11 is when I got you out stumped down the leg side without bowling a legitimate.
We're gonna get there. We're gonna get there. Just talk about you.
Okay. So I saw 2009, 10, 11. These were my regular years with India, and then 12. That England tour when we came to England in 2011.
Yeah.
We lost badly there.
You did.
2012.
You got whacked.
2012 Australia tour was a difficult one as well. So I thought, there's always a natural transition that happens in every team. And I was lucky that I was in the center of that transition when it was happening. And I got the opportunity to see both sides of things, like what we were lacking as a side and what the world was catching up on, and they were becoming far more superior compared to us. So the plan was clear. I mean, when the next lot of players come in, this is the direction we're going to go in. And to be honest, I was lucky that I played with a group of players who were driven, similar age group, and together from number 7 or 8 in the world in Test cricket. For 3 years now, we've been number 1. So it's been quite an astonishing journey. It's quite unbelievable, to be honest, because we had no experience and we beat everyone, most places. We competed everywhere we went in the world, and it's just that to be able to come to the top of world cricket again has been a great journey. But then again, it gave us a vision, a goal to achieve, and all our focus was towards that.
And with the IPL, you see a lot of teams that come to India now, and they're a lot more competitive. I remember we came to India and actually beat India in 2011, 2012, and that's because a lot of us actually feel at home in India as foreigners.
True.
India have an issue traveling abroad. They have a real issue traveling abroad. What do you think the biggest issue for you guys is traveling abroad? I'm talking results.
Now, to be honest, before when we used to tour, it used to happen sporadically. Like we would come to England every 3 or 4 years, and in between there was nothing. But India, you guys would come every year for the IPL and get used to the conditions and so on and so forth. But now, when there's so much cricket happening, we don't feel any conditions are alien, to be honest. Now, I feel like traveling to other countries and playing at home is a level field. Anyone can beat anyone anywhere. Because we're playing each other so much in different conditions all the time. Australia, I remember we went to Australia for a whole tour, and then suddenly 3 weeks after that, they were in India playing ODIs against us.
Yeah.
That would never happen before. So now it's not a question of whether we know the conditions or not. It's all about the mindset, the fatigue, whether you play too much cricket, whether you're ready mentally, physically or not. So I think those are the challenges now. Now we don't feel like any condition is sort of alien to us, and that I think is the most exciting part.
Do you feel like you play too much? I remember in my career, I was having huge arguments and disagreements with the ECB because of my schedule. And all I wanted the ECB to manage was my schedule, because I was playing every T20 game, every one-day international, every test match cricket. And I didn't want to miss out on the IPL, which is what guys don't miss out on now. Do you feel like you play too much cricket?
Look, I've been taking breaks. Honestly, I felt like last 2-3 seasons I was doing too much, so I started taking breaks every now and then, T20 matches here and there, maybe a ODI series here and there, because I didn't want to miss any Test cricket, to be honest. And T20 cricket in between, I just felt like there were too many games that had no relevance, and I'd spoken about it in the press as well quite a few times that you just can't have matches where you have zero sort of motivation or energy, and I don't like to play like that.
Yeah.
But I've just thought about it. I've been playing 3 formats for 9 years now, including the IPL, along with captaincy for 6 years. So it's not easy. It's not easy.
No.
But I'll see. I said 2-3 years more, I think, till the next World Cup. I'm gonna give it all and then figure out where I stand, which format, whatnot, all those questions later.
And obviously one of the biggest changes that you've made, and I know that, I mean, I campaign for wildlife all the time, and the thing that people hammer me the most about is eating meat. Now, you're vegetarian, you made that decision because, believe me, in 2009, 2010, when we hung out, you weren't a vegetarian. you're now,
No.
you're now a vegetarian.
I wasn't a vegetarian till 2018 when we actually came to England. I left eating meat just before the Test series started, and
Why?
I'd been thinking about it. I'll tell you the real reason. I mean, people use different kinds of reasons and they try and figure out themselves. So in 2018, when we went to South Africa, I got a cervical spine issue while playing a Test match
You got
at
what?
Centurion. A cervical spine issue. One of the discs in my cervical spine, they bulged out and it compressed a nerve which was running straight till the little finger of my right hand. So it gave me a tingling sensation. I could barely feel my little finger on the right hand.
Wow.
I couldn't sleep at night. Yeah, it was hurting like mad. I couldn't sleep at night. And then I got my test done, and my stomach was too acidic. So my body was creating too much uric acid. My body was too acidic. So what was happening was, even though I was taking calcium, magnesium, everything, one tablet was not sufficient for my body to function properly. So my stomach started pulling calcium from my bones, and my bones got weaker. And that's why I got this issue. So that's why I stopped eating meat completely in the middle of the England tour to cut down that uric acid and the acidity in my body. And then I've never felt better in my life, to be honest. I felt amazing. It's almost been 2 years now, and it's the best decision I've taken in my life.
Really? It's amazing. I mean, you look amazing. And I mean, I've tried that now. So I've seen all this and I watched that film, that Game Changers or whatever, that film. I think you were part of that film. And I mean, I have vegetarian days. Jess and I have vegetarian days at home. And you do feel so light. You feel amazing, don't you?
Yeah, amazing. I mean, I've never felt better waking up. I've never felt better when I have to recover after a game. I mean, if you make me play 3 games a week, which are intense, I'm at it 120% every game. I can recover within a day after a test match and go on another test match. It's so much better than being on meat. Being vegetarian now made me feel. Honestly, I felt like, why didn't I do it before? You know, I should have done it 2-3 years earlier. To be honest, it's completely changed everything. You start feeling better. You start thinking better. Your body's lighter. You're more positive, you have more energy to do more. So yes, overall it's just been an amazing, amazing change. Are you guys doing it as well?
Thank goodness I don't have to play 3 games a week, because there's no way in this world a South African can go without meat, dude. I do it for maybe one day or 2 days a week. If I'm feeling really generous, I'll give it 2 days. But there's no ways, I just can't do it. I mean, I got a beautiful barbecue out here. I mean, as much as I would love to, as much as you're trying to sell a great story, it just, I mean, I do feel great. And that movie, mate, that Game Changers film that I watched, it really does paint a really good picture. But I just couldn't do it, mate. Couldn't do it. No way.
Yeah,
but you talk about that ability to be able to turn on every single day. I was running on a treadmill in geez, I don't know where it was, and MS came and jumped on the treadmill next to me. And first of all, to see MS in the gym at that stage, I was like, oh, Jesus, what are you doing in here? And we started talking about you and started talking about your leadership. It was at the time that he was just starting to finish in that. And he said one of the things that he said that would interest him would be whether or not you would be able to maintain that energy on the field, that excitement on the field, that aggressive leadership on the field. And I said to him, I said, Jesus, I said, surely you cannot love cricket that much that you want to just start swinging punches every time you walk out onto the field. and you've done it. Why is it because of your diet, or is it because of what's in between your ears? Not that there's much there. What is it?
Yeah, there's a bit of crazy up here as well. I wouldn't deny it.
I know.
But look, as I said, I mean, I know, and you can ask MS that as well. When I played under MS, I was in his ears every over. Maybe we can do this, maybe we can do that. If there was a time where you had to field on the boundary, I would run from long on to long on. I wanted to be in the right place at the right time. Even now, even if I'm captain or not, I don't think standing on the field I need to behave myself because I'm captain. I need to be able to enjoy the game first and think about strategy and all that later, because that is who I am. So I cannot play any other way. I will give 120% every ball. And I made a promise to myself, the day I stop feeling like I can do it, I'll stop playing. Really? I want to be able to play till the time I play the way I play right now, with the same intensity.
So we're going to have to keep talking over the next few years about how you want us jump in a UFC ring every time you up on a cricket field.
I just like to get it going.
I was going to swear a little bit, but I'll stop.
That's what my teammates and bowlers say as well. They say, you celebrate more than us when we take a wicket.
I mean,
I can't control myself.
It's a good thing.
It's a good thing, yeah.
I spoke to Rohit last week. Last week, and we were talking about sledging, and we were talking about aggression on the field, and he said, well, we do have a fairly aggressive leader. And I just started pissing myself. I was like, oh, yes, just a very... I mean,
that helps. Huh? Yeah, that surely helps. Anyone who's feeling a bit, whether I should say something or not, they just need to look at me and say, no problems, go for it.
But clearly you love the dudes off the field, and you just get into that. It's called white line fever, isn't it? Where you get over that white line, and I know there's millions of people who are going to watch this and are seeing this. You just have the white line fever where you will just do anything within the rules to win the game for India. It's simple.
Yep, absolutely. And look, I've known you. I've known you for a lot of years now. And, people say, I've experienced something very strongly. When people don't know you, they have a very, very different picture of you that they paint in their heads. And I have no problems in people thinking that the person might be like this. But when you don't know the person, when you haven't interacted with the person, for someone to say that the guy is like that, I don't agree with that, because you can't create a reality for someone else in your own head and then treat them accordingly. Okay. I never do that. I would meet people. I would get to know you, even though I see your body language on the field and I feel like, oh, that doesn't seem really nice. But if you meet me outside the field and we got along, I got along with Bouch. There were different views about Bouch as well. I got along with him amazingly well, with you as well. So it's about accepting people the way they are, and I think that's important. You step off the field and you accept people as just human beings. When your competitive spirit comes out, there's no problem in being competitive, being aggressive. You've had duels on the field. It never gets to physically punching someone in the face. I mean, it would never get to that. It's basically just maybe with you it could have a few times, but not with me. Not with me. I'm too small. I can't take on the big guys physically. That helps.
Does the IPL and the friendships that you created in the IPL make it a little bit more difficult to, when you're playing against Australia, to give a volley to a teammate in another opposition, or does it not matter? When you're playing for India, you're playing for India, and I don't care if you play for RCB, with me, without me, whatever it is, I'm going to beat you, and that's it.
Look, IPL has definitely made things much better when it comes to respecting people, especially when you get to know someone. You don't feel internally. I mean, I played against AB. Never in my dreams will I think of sledging AB. It just won't come to me naturally.
Yeah.
I would just say, okay, if an opportunity comes to me, I'm trying to take that opportunity with both my hands any day of the week. I want to get him out, but I won't get into his face in a way that, it can spoil our friendship, our relationship, because you understand at the end of the day, those things last you longer in life. So whoever you get to know, obviously, it's a mutual respect. Both ways, the line is not crossed. But otherwise, we're always looking for something spicy to get into the zone eventually, because you want to be at your best. And if that's what gets you on, why not?
What's been your most fun innings? I'm not going to ask you what's been your best innings. What's been your most fun innings? Because I actually got asked this in an interview a couple of months ago. I was doing something and they said, what's been your most fun innings? And I was like, shit, I've never been asked this before. It's always, what's your best innings? What had the most impact? What's been the most fun? The one where you just got, that was so much fun. It's just like, Jesus, I just got there and I just went bang, 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 bang. Do you have any?
Yeah,
It's a
I do
tough
have
question,
one.
isn't it?
Yeah, I do have one. It was against Kings 11 in the IPL. It was, I think, a 14 over game or 15 over game, and I got 112 overs.
I remember.
And yeah, so that was one of the days where I felt like, geez, I'm just connecting everything, and you just felt like you couldn't get out. And I've never felt like that before. Just to be able to hit every ball and not
Yeah.
have that fear of getting out, it was amazing. So that has been my most fun innings. What about you?
And talking, mate, it was such a
Tell
long
me
time
yours. Tell me
ago.
yours. Do you
Huh?
remember? I'm
No, it's
sure you
too
don't
long
remember
ago.
any of your innings after I got you out stumped.
You know, I was going to talk about your
Let's talk
bowling
about it.
there, but but the one before I get to your beautiful length that you used to bowl and that very traditional action.
Excellent.
What you talk about fear, and there'll be a lot of youngsters watching this, and people say, "Oh, play
Mm-hmm.
without fear. Don't worry about the
Mm-hmm.
consequences." For youngsters watching this, in your position, walking out to bat. Now you're lucky. You've made it in the game. You're the best that's playing at the moment. Your numbers are fantastic. At the start of your career, or in the middle of your career, even now, what's been your lowest? The lowest you've been. What's the lowest you've been in your career?
I think the lowest point in my career was the England tour in 2014, where that's one phase where I felt like, when as a batsman, you're going to get out in the morning when you wake up. That was the time I felt like that there's no
Shit,
chance I'm getting runs.
really?
And yeah, to be able and still to get out of bed and just get dressed for the game and to go out there to go through that knowing that you will fail was
Yeah.
something that just ate me up. It just demolished me completely. And I promised myself I'm never going to allow myself to feel like that ever again in life. But that was the lowest point and that happened for all the younger guys listening to think right in the game. That happened because I was too focused on doing well from a personal point of view. I wanted
Wow.
to get run. I could never
Right.
think of what does the team want me to do in this situation. I just got too engulfed with England tour. If I perform here, Test cricket, in my mind, I'm going to feel established and all that crap on the outside, which
Yeah.
was not important at all. It just ate me up. I just kept going into a downward spiral, and I just couldn't get out of it. Horrible.
And technique-wise, is it all about just making sure that you prepare well? I talk about training well, making sure that the day before you don't leave any stone unturned, so that whatever happens in the bright lights just happens, but you've got to be able to practice well. Is that right?
Yeah, that's true. But when you're playing so many games now, and me and AB have spoken about this quite a bit, we don't come to every session and we don't bat for long periods anymore. So if I have two sessions of batting and I go to the first one and the first one's precise, I would take the next day off, relax, make sure I'm physically right and good to go 120%. I would not go to the ground just for the sake of it. If I'm not getting anything out of that practice session, I will not go to the stadium anymore. So that's obviously a gradual change, but at the start of my career, I wanted to learn, I wanted to see as much as I could. I wanted to observe other people, and that was a different kind of preparation back then. But
Mm.
now it's become sort of different, and I think technique also it's everything's mental. I mean, you've played in a time where you were walking and hitting fast bowlers. Coaches don't teach you that, so it's
Yeah.
it's it's innovation, it's staying ahead of the opponent, it's thinking one step ahead of the opponent. And these things, if you're aware, if you're thinking about how to win the game for your team, these things come to you. If you're too personal in your approach, you're too self-centered, you're thinking only about yourself, then you're just looking for ways to get out eventually. Because people are going to find you out. You're not getting out of your comfort
Mm.
zone because you don't want to fail. So this is a gradual sort of transition that happens over the years. But as a youngster, I was at every practice session. I was in there. I just
Yeah.
wanted to be watching people, observing, asking questions, asking questions. I think conversations are the most important thing for any cricketer.
Yeah, you say I used to run at batters, and they don't coach that. They also don't coach the switch hit, something that you can't do. So at least there's something I can do that you can't do.
Yeah, I know. And something that you will never be able to do, and I did, which was to get you out.
That's very rude of now. I want to tell every single person watching this that I mean I would love to show you our WhatsApps. he's mentioned about 75,000 times in the last 3 or 4 days since we said we'd do this interview. When can I talk about how I got you out? When can I? And I can't remember.
You can't remember? I don't know exactly. I think it was Southampton T20, if I'm not wrong.
Stumped down the next side.
It was your famous one-leg flick where you took your back leg off the crease and MS got you stumped. And by the way, I'm the only bowler in cricket history. Know this. I'm the only bowler in the history of cricket to get a wicket in international cricket without bowling a legitimate delivery, and you were the batsman. I got you stumped on a wide ball. It was 0 balls, 1 wide, 1 wicket. No one's done that. No one. Wow, thank you so much.
The thing is, there's method in my madness, mate. I just wanted to be able to produce something for you that was something we could talk about if in the future years. When you join us in the commentary box, it'll be something we talk about, that we show. I mean, it's friendship.
You know, I saw you walking off, and you'd played with me 2 years, and you wouldn't even look at me. I was celebrating. You were so embarrassed. You just looked down and you walked away. And I laughed so hard after that game. I was like, bloody hell, he didn't want to look at me because I would have laughed in your face. Oh, wow.
I think I might have broken a bat there, actually, because I just thought, Jesus, I can just see this coming. Forever, he's going to abuse me. Forever. And it's still happening. And that was, what, 9 years ago? Prick. The thing is, as well, it's MS too. So, I mean, I was having some fun with commentary with MS a few years ago. And, Jesus, he never got me out. So there's a lot of people who'll be watching this too that always say, oh, you're MS Dhoni's first test wicket. I referred it and it was not out. Remember?
Yeah.
And they were, I'm your first test wicket. I'm your first. He even fucking said it on commentary when I was interviewing.
Look, the thing is, MS has a point because it came up on the stump mics, but nothing came up on the hotspot. So he has a point.
Bullshit. Don't you start backing him. Yours was out. You got me out. He never got me out.
Mine was legitimate. You can never question that.
Yes.
You didn't even look to go back. You just walked off.
No, I was never getting out to MS. To you, I don't mind. But at least that action, I could at least sort of talk about. Well, I mean, I didn't really pick it up. It came at an angle. It came at that kind of angle. MS had a bit of a conventional thing, so I was like, I cannot get out to that. That is filth.
That was a fast bowling.
Who's the best? Who's your favorite batting partner? Before we'll finish off with fans and social media now.
Mm-hmm.
Who's your favorite batting partner?
Favorite batting partner? 2 people that I've enjoyed the most batting with. I love guys who can run really well and who understand my calling and intent to run. So I think MS, when playing for India, we've run the best together, and AB otherwise. I mean, AB and me are like, we don't even need to say anything. It's just the partnership flows. We don't talk cricket as well in between, and it's just amazing. Yeah.
Brother, I've got a load of stuff here that I just want to go over, just fans, social media, and I mean, I suppose we play to entertain. We play for the fans. We're sitting in a situation at the moment where we're having to entertain on Instagram Live because you can't go and slap bowlers all over the Chinnaswamy Stadium because of what's happening in the world. But how important are fans to you? How important? I mean, I just did a little thing here now. Social media. I looked on Instagram now. Ronaldo, 210 million followers. Messi, 146 million followers. You've got 53 million followers. You've got Federer at 7 million, Hamilton at 15 million, Tom Brady at 7 million, McIlroy at 2 million, Bolt at 9 million. Does that come with responsibility?
It does. It does. Honestly, I see a lot of backing and love from genuine fans on social media now. The good thing about social media now is that they're able to show you that support and that love in times that other people are not really willing to. So I think I felt this over the years that, the number of people that like you and that appreciate what you do, their intent, their energy, it really motivates you and it pushes you in the right direction, to be honest. Because without their contribution, without their energy and them wishing well for you, you wouldn't be able to do what you're doing on a daily basis. There's no chance to be able to get this motivation every day. You walk into a stadium, people are just shouting your name, 30, 40,000 of them. You just get into a zone. There's no denying that. So, I mean, these are things that you can't replicate anywhere else. And I absolutely have total respect for that. You know, fans that genuinely love the game, genuinely love what you do, and they respect good and bad equally. I hats off to them, honestly. Big respect.
I tell you something, you talk about the fans going crazy. I mean, when you walk on the field anywhere in India or wherever, I mean, it's chaos. And I remember playing with Tendulkar, with Sehwag, with UV and MS, and it being exactly the same way. One thing I will tell you is that when that happens now and you say you get into the zone, just appreciate it, because if I think there's one thing that I miss, I remember playing all those days and you walk onto the field. I remember just playing at the Ferocia Kotla for Delhi and having that one bumper season, and for the rest of the time it was just like every time I walked out, KP, like you've got to just, you really have got to just, you've almost got to just bottle it up and just remember it, because dude, those are the best days of your life when people are going crazy like that.
Absolutely, I totally agree with you. I think these are things that one needs to appreciate. We are a bunch of the lucky few that get to experience this.
Yeah.
Even today, with, you know, you speak about difficult times now, and you understand that the kind of place you are in right now, you said you have space to move around, you have a garden, you have a pool. I see the current situation where people don't have jobs, you know, they're struggling on a daily basis.
Yeah.
You can't have any other feeling than to be grateful. Just have the most amount of gratitude you can, because God has put us in a place where we don't have to go through those moments. And if in this place as well we sit down and complain about things, I don't think that that's fair. So you know, just looking at what's happening all over the world, it just makes you feel, you know, where was I really heading? Which direction does my life really want to go in? And I think this time will really make us all reflect on it. So yeah, this is indeed a blessing that we have.
I'm going to finish off now. We're going to finish off just with some fans' questions. I went through a load of them. There's about 5 or 6 here, and then I just want one other thing, and then you're done and dusted. You can go back to sweeping the floor and mopping mopping your bathroom. Ronaldo or Messi?
Ronaldo.
Why?
Work ethic, drive, passion, all the crap, noise on the outside, deflect it, move ahead, know what you need to do, and just get done.
Will you shave your beard off?
No, never.
Why? Chico!
No, I don't have cheeks anymore, but
Chico!
you know, I look horrible without a beard, so I would never have shaved it off. Never.
Favorite destination to go with your missus? No cricket. Favorite destination?
No cricket. Queenstown. We went the year before, we went to New Zealand. Last year, 2019. Queenstown, hands down #1. And then wildlife safari in South Africa. We need to come to your lodge next.
Yeah, well, let's hope we get some time. It's crazy there. I mean, it's amazing, that whole tourism industry, the whole travel industry. I mean, there in Kaziranga, where I was a couple of weeks ago, that's completely shut down for tourism. And then South Africa is completely shut for tourism. And goodness, I got so many of my mates there now. I mean, we've had to close our lodge. We're looking after our staff and making sure that they've got 100% pay, because they are just amazing. But geez, it's a sad situation. But you'll do that. You guys will get out there for sure. Favorite cricketing memory?
Actually, coincidentally, you just called me on the day that we won the World Cup, so that has to be the favorite cricketing memory for me.
Was that 2011?
Yeah, today.
Really? Okay.
What a day to call, KB!
And I'll only like this one if you answer it the right way. Now be very careful how you answer this, because this could end badly for you. Your favorite commentator?
My favorite commentator is... It's easy. My favorite... No, it's not you. Come on. My favorite commentator is... Nasser?
Okay, me. That's perfect. Too long to answer the
Okay.
question. Thank you, me. That's fine. Perfect.
Okay. Go on.
ठीक है?
ठीक है. ठीक है. Go on.
ठीक है. And then I'm going to say there's two more things now. Tell me about that. You told me about this the other day that I'm very interested because I've never known anything about it. Your foundation that looks after all the non-cricketing athletes. What's that all about?
Yeah. Set up the foundation in 2013, got it registered in 2016. Then we started collecting funds. We started doing events, dinners, charity functions, fundraisers, a few options here and there. And then eventually we started giving out these scholarships. So we understood the challenges. So in India in cricket, we have decent facilities to be able to make a career out of playing cricket, and you have enough academies and places to practice. But other sports, there are not many places that you can go and have quality practice, quality facilities. So we wanted to identify for sport in general in the country, who are these people? And we have a panel of elite sports people who have played for the country, represented in different sports over the years. So they select people, they track their progress, young kids, 14, 15, 16, who have potential to eventually go on and become world-class athletes, maybe Olympic medal winners or something like that as well. So we take care of their progress. We provide nutrition. We have a few tie-ups with hospitals, nutrition companies. We provide coaches to them as well. We provide counseling as well through these experts that I mentioned. So yeah, we track their progress, and
all over India.
The guys, sorry.
All over India.
All over India, yeah. All sports.
Wow.
So we obviously track their performance. Anyone who's doing really well and we feel like they don't have the right kind of facilities, we just pull them out, bring them into the program, and just give them a scholarship where we say, we're going to take care of you, we're going to send you to tournaments, take care of your travel, nutrition, you don't need to worry about anything. So we just give them an opportunity, a platform, and a chance.
Amazing. Well done, mate. Well done. The last, I actually thought there's one more thing, but there's one other thing. Golf. Am I going to get you into the game of golf?
Never.
Why? What's wrong with you?
Because you haven't played golf with me. I played golf with Boucher, Callis, Dale in 2008. We went to a golf course in Bangalore, and I just couldn't keep my legs in place. I just kept hitting everything over covers because I would clear my leg and slog it like we do in cricket. And they said, you got to fetch the ball and play it again. I was like, no way I'm playing this sport again. They bloody sent me into the bushes 3 times. I was like, thank you. Take a golf club, I'm going in.
Your missus has just put a message up there. Chalo, 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 dinner time. So I'm going to ask you one more question.
Beautiful.
The last one, and I think probably the most important, your favorite form of the game and why?
Test cricket, test cricket, test cricket, test cricket, test cricket. 5 times.
Amazing. Why, buddy?
Yeah. Why? Because test cricket for me is actually, it's a representation of life, to be honest. You gotta keep going when you don't score runs. You gotta clap for everyone else when you haven't scored a run. You gotta give everything that you have. You gotta go back into your room, have that same routine, wake up every morning, come out to play whether you've done well or not. And in life, you have to do the same. You just don't have an option of not competing or not participating. So for me, test cricket is life, and I've learned the most. Playing test cricket, it's made me a better person.
Amazing. And you know what? I said that the other day when they said that they wanted 4-day test matches, and you came out very strongly and you said, no, I'm not interested in 4-day test matches. I only wanted 5-day test matches. They try to get me to do something quite lengthy in a debate show. And I said, guys, the facts of the matter are that Virat doesn't want 4-day test matches. So 4-day test matches ain't happening. And on that note, go and enjoy your vegetables. Have a banana.
Cheers.
I love you, brother.
Cheers, KP. Thanks. Good to see you.
Bye, buddy. Bye, mate. Bye.
Cheers. Bye.